Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Dark Desire Harvest. Today I'm bringing you a much newer movie that came out late last year, and it is Aquaman. This movie really did Aquaman some justice, and I think they picked a very good character to play as Aquaman. I think they picked a good one to play as Mira as well. Um, and stuff. Aquaman is, you know, a really, really good movie. But there's some flaws in it. Not really much what you would call major flaws. But just to get into the thing, they did a good job on the backstory of Aquaman. I think the person that played his Ocean Master could have been somebody else. I mean, the guy did Ocean Master, but I think they could have picked somebody better. And same with Black Manta. With Manta, I think they could have picked somebody better for him. Cause Black Manta is Aquaman's top. I mean, he's the arch nemesis of Aquaman. They gave him a lot of power in the movie, Black Manta. They did. They gave him plenty of power. And it was good how they went along with him gaining the power. He started off with regular human stuff, and then the Atlanteans, Ocean Master, and the ones that followed him gave him equipment of Atlantean technology, and then he reverted into a suit, and other things. This movie just ain't action, and it ain't like the Superman movies or the Batman or the Wonder Woman and stuff like that. This is a unique movie. Aquaman is. It's a unique movie, much more unique than any other previous, because they're in the ocean. A lot of it takes place in the ocean, but also it takes place on land, but majority in the ocean. It's got an adventure side to it as well, which I think is pretty good. When they, are looking for the trident. The gold trident. I mean, it was a really, really good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Because it's a really fun movie to watch. And it's like I said, it's different, it's unique, because out of all superheroes from Marvel, to um, DC, this is the only movie made that takes place under the ocean and fights and a war and stuff. I mean, it's so cool to finally see something like that. Um, it really is. I really enjoyed seeing something like that because it's something different when it comes to the uh, superhero movies, and when it comes to the superhero movies in general, whether they be from DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, Image, whatever. It really is, in a lot of ways, it's actually a breakthrough. Aquaman is, because this movie has actually opened doors. I mean, we've seen movies that took place in space. You know, you had Guardians of the Galaxy, which was fine. And then you had, your Avengers, the ones previous to that. But even though you have them, and you have, you know, even though you have them, the bad thing is we know more about space than we do our own ocean. We know like 10% of our ocean. And just knowing that this movie took place underwater takes the alien aspect, and I'm not talking about like aliens like how a lot of people interpret it. Aliens is foreign, like a foreign person or a foreign play, or foreign, foreign. Because in this movie, when Atlantis was at the surface, they was humans. But then when it sunk, some stayed human looking and adjusted, to be able to breathe on dry land or in the water. Some mutated into hideous creatures. Some mutated into mermen, mermaids. It really had differences. I mean, they had, I think it was like, I don't know how many kingdoms it was. I think it was 4. I could be wrong. Like, to come together. And not just that, they had an amazing war in this movie. I mean, it was better than any war that was in any superhero movie. It was an actual all-out go-to war. I mean, it was brutal. Even though this is a PG-13 movie, it was a war-ridden fight, when Ocean Master did what he did, and Aquaman uses his telekinesis, which was, I love that. I love that part when he uses it in the ocean during the wartime. I mean, that was just cool. Um, now, and that big creature, it's like a kraken. That was just an amazing design and everything. But talk more about this movie. This movie, adventure, action, fantasy, stuff like that. But it's also a romance movie because this movie really spend times around Aquaman and Mira. It spends time around both of them a lot. They're the ones that go on the adventure together, to find the trident, the true one. I mean, the one to make Arthur slash Aquaman the king of Atlantis. Uh, and everything, and they run into a gob of trouble. They run into Black Manta, who, with his new suit, really puts up a killer fight on Aquaman. And it was actually, I've got to say, in a single combat movie, in movies in general, I got to say that was a good fight. I mean, it's hard to find good fights in superhero movies. That's worthy of saying they're really good fights. And the Aquaman Black Manta was one of the best fights in the superhero uh, lineage, you know. But I want to read at the back: an adventurous visual spectacular. Aquaman reveals the origin story of half human and half Atlantean Arthur Carrier and takes him on the journey of his lifetime to discover if he is worthy of who he has born to be, a king. Yes, and this movie is 2 hours and I think it'd be 23 minutes. Yeah, because it's an hour and 43 minutes, so that would be, that would be a 2 hours and 23 minutes, which it's worth watching. I mean, it really is. I mean, they did so much stuff good, but they could have got some better things done. They could have did, I think they could have did better on it, on the story, and stuff like that. And the person that did the, CGI and things like that, they did an amazing job. I mean, but what I would score this movie at, I would give it a it's not a 10. It ain't a masterpiece. And it's not an epic movie, so it's not a 9, which is an epic, So, to be honest, I would give this movie a completely solid 8 out of 10, because this was an outstanding movie, and that is what 8 falls in my category of, ranking things and stuff like that. So yes, this movie is a solid 8, and if you ain't seen it, rent it or buy it, stuff like that. And because this is to me, I highly recommend this movie. Any movie that is an 8 or above, I highly recommend them. I recommend movies that are 7s, but when they're 8 or high, I definitely highly recommend them. Because if you're looking for action, adventure, fantasy, all that kind of stuff wrapped up into one, this is the movie to watch. Definitely if you're for superheroes, this is the movie to watch. So yeah, Aquaman is a solid 8, and it deserves it. But I know in time a lot of people will not see it that way, but it will always be an 8 in my eyes. Just like every other thing that I will rank in the future and that I've ranked right now in movie scores, they will stay as is because I don't follow Rotten Tomato, all this and that, because I could care less what they say. That they got absolutely stupid opinions on things. Like they've scored movies, and a lot of them have scored movies and give them bad ratings, and they do killer and box. They start doing killer and box office. They beat movies that's got good word of mouth, and movies that's got bad word of mouth have beat movies a lot of times that has good positive fee, and movies that's got negative fee has beat them, and a lot of times. So don't go by Rotten Tomato and all these other ones. Go by your gut feeling and what you want to watch. Don't go by them. You don't have to go by me, but I'm somebody that has watched movies ever since I can remember, and I can tell what a really good movie is to what a bad, horrible movie is. And this is a solid 8. This is a outstanding movie, and you will not regret watching this movie. You'll probably want to watch it some more times. And that's really all I gotta say. And I really hope y'all enjoyed this review. And if you do, mash the like button. And if you enjoyed the Justice League review, mash the like button and subscribe. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, Dark Desire Harvest, and saying until next time.